and welcome to another Vibrant Lady Talk series. And today we'll go deeper into life of a woman or life of anybody who has gone through a series of heartbreaks. Heartbreaks can be in different forms, but today we'll go through the deepest form of heartbreak, which is saying yes, enjoying the marriage for a while, and then saying no, which leads to divorce. Which for some people, they do not want to talk about. But for today, we will talk about life of a single woman. Life of a single woman below 30. What does it feel like? How is she recovering? What pains does she go through? Well, today I have one of Port Harcourt's finest web designer. She's a tech guru. And of course, she's an influencer. So we want to go into all of the difficulties she had while trying to live her purpose and being who she is today. Of course, she's the sugar brand. I know her as Sugar because she's very sweet and calm. Exactly. All right. So I'm just imagining, how did this sweet lady go through all of this? Like, what's your real name, by the way?
My name is Faith. Faith Chidima Iwala.
Okay, you're either
from Imo State.
Imo State, exactly. All right, so but your brand is Sugar Brand.
Yeah, Sugar brand.
You're into web
development, business development, programs management.
All of programs management.
Yes.
Okay, that's really nice. A tech woman, a tech woman.
Trying.
Yeah, web, and all of that. You're really welcome.
Thank you.
So let's start life. You got married at 19. What didn't you think
18,
you were 18?
Actually.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. At 18, didn't you think you were rushing into marriage at 18?
Well, I met this guy.
Okay.
I felt like this is somebody I could do life with. I wasn't looking for someone big, a rich man. I needed someone that could be my friend and we can grow together. So I saw that in him actually at first when we started communicating. So I felt like, okay, I can do life with this person.
At 18?
Yeah.
How old was he at that time?
He was about 28, like 10 years older.
Okay, that's not bad. Yeah. That's not bad. So, I mean, it was more like two young people even.
Exactly.
Both families supported and...
Yeah. To be honest, my mom and my dad, they weren't in support because, I mean, I was just coming out of school. My dad wanted me to travel out of the country, further my studies. And this is me coming to tell him...
You want to get married?
In fact, the way they found out about him was so weird. I think I went to his place.
Okay.
I was staying in Owerri then. So I came to Port Harcourt to see him. I didn't get to my house.
Oh.
And I fell sick.
Oh, okay.
So it was so serious. And when it comes to my health issues, then my mom is a nurse. Okay. So she's the only one that handles me. So he saw that it was so serious, and at that point, all he thought was, okay, let me call her mother on the phone. And this is my mom not knowing that I am in Port Harcourt. So he called, that was like almost 10, 11 p.m.
Wow.
He called and my mom picked and he was like, oh, your daughter is in my house and she's sick. My mom shouted, will you bring her to the house? So we went back to the house. I mean, that was how they knew him for the first time. It was so weird. My mom was furious that day. Like, are you serious right now? This is what you want to do? So that was when I opened up like, yes, I want to be with this person. And it wasn't easy. My family, they actually took so long to accept.
Was it because you were young or they didn't think that his personality was who they wanted you to be with?
At first, my mom was like, she doesn't 100%. She's not 100% feeling this guy. Okay. Right? So she wasn't sure. Like, are you sure you know this person? And then I could understand her concerns about him, but I covered them up.
What were those basic concerns? Because sometimes, I think that's what we all call the red flags. Sometimes we ignore all of these red flags.
Okay, he's into entertainment. He's actually a Nollywood actor.
Oh!
So yeah, that whole entertainment. Although then I was into pageantry. I was doing modeling and all of that.
Okay.
So I didn't see it as a big deal.
Because you were also an entertainer.
So I didn't see it as a big deal then.
Okay.
And then the fact that he's from River State. Okay. Bonny. My mom wasn't having it. She was like, are you sure you want to marry a reverse person? You know, but I'm like, tribe, age difference, all of that doesn't matter.
Actually, it doesn't.
It doesn't. Even till now, I feel like it doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter to me. You know, I just felt like this is somebody I could do life with. So they finally had to accept when, I mean, he came and he did the introduction and he was like, okay, I want to marry your daughter. And my dad was like, you really want to do this? I said, yes. So at that point, it felt like I was my dad's favorite. So he said, okay, if that's what will make you happy, no problem. So that was how we got married.
So at what point did things begin to sour?
Even during the dating process, I could see the red flags.
Hey,
to be very
but you were
honest.
so much in love.
Yeah,
to
I was.
accept.
I was so much in love, for real. I could see the red flags. I mean, like I remember when he bought his first car.
Okay.
I was the last person to know as your girlfriend then. And how did I know? I came to visit him. I don't know. I took his phone to go through his messages on WhatsApp. And if he had like 100 girls, like 98 knows he was going to get a car. They knew the kind of car he was going to buy.
So how come you were his favorite and then you were like not the favorite?
So at that point, I cried that night. I was like, I don't know, how will everybody know you are going to buy a car? And I didn't know. He was like, I thought I told you. You know, he had this nonchalant, he doesn't care. Sometimes I'm like, okay, sit down, let's talk, communicate, let's plan. I'm busy. You know?
And you still got married to this person?
I felt like, okay, maybe I could be able to. His mom will always be like, maybe I could tame him to become better.
Okay.
You know, so I felt like, okay, I could actually make him. I won't use then I was like, let me not use the negative part to entirely judge him. There was something I saw, right? He had this Igbo kind of hustling energy when I met him. That was what attracted me to him. Because I like when my man can think, we can plan. I like business a lot. I can wake up in the middle of the night. I'm like, I want to do this thing. So I want a partner that can, we can do it and start working towards it. So that was what I saw initially that made me. So if he was faking it, I don't know, because he knows that was what I liked. I don't know, but that was actually what attracted me to him.
So at what point after the marriage, how long did the marriage last?
We got married 2015. We got divorced in 2021.
Okay, that's almost
about
5 years. That's what I'd say that's a long time, but then what now?
So that 5 years, I entirely kept it.
Oh.
I had to keep it. How did I do that? First of all, when I got married, I had to cut off friends from my life. Because all of my friends, I'm sure they expected a certain kind of man. You know, for me to get married, seeing where I came from, the whole standards of life and all of that. So I'm sure they were expecting something, but it wasn't what it is. But this is what I want. So I'm like, okay, if I must do this thing, I must cut off anybody that will want to make me doubt that, you know. So I had to cut off friends. I had to start keeping myself like, okay, I'm married, so I have to do all those wife duties, homely duties. I wasn't perfect. I was just 18. There were certain things I couldn't do, right? And one thing he liked about the whole thing was I was open to learn.
Okay.
There were some dishes I couldn't cook. I'll be like, okay, when your mom is cooking, I want to be in the kitchen so I can learn. Since it's something you like. I always wanted to learn. How do they sweep the house to make it look neater? Fine, I can do it, you know.
Okay.
So I was being committed to it, but the next person wasn't putting, you know, so much energy to be committed to the whole thing. So most times it breaks me. And then we talk about cheating. It was like water. It was an everyday thing. I think that was the part that broke me more, because, you know, I used to say that sometimes I think it's better you just flog the person, and I just know that you flogged me, yes,
than to cheat on you.
The emotional trauma that comes with it. Most men do not know. I lost my self-esteem
Because
as
he
a
felt
woman.
you're a beautiful girl. Why should he?
Exactly.
Why should he?
And
look at
sometimes I
another
see the
girl?
people that you're cheating with, and I'm like, for real? No, not to look down on anyone, but
No,
I mean,
I know what you're saying.
you look at the person, you're like,
how? How is it possible?
how?
Yeah.
Even after I'd had a kid, I think now I'm even bigger. When I had a baby, you will not. I came back from the hospital the same day. People were like, "Are you sure you just gave birth?" Like, you will never know. And I had 2 kids, and I'm still like this.
Whoa.
Yeah, although one died.
Oh, so
I had 2 kids. So I'll be like, I don't know. I lost my self-esteem. When I see women gather, I don't want to come there. I don't want to even talk to them because I feel like these people are way out of my league. No matter who they are, how they are, I just feel like, no, I can't be in a gathering of women. I just wanted to be alone. I was always alone. Sometimes I look at myself in the mirror, I will cry like, this I'm not fine. This that, like, you cheat and cheat to my face.
Wow.
Yeah, to my face, you know, and you don't feel any remorse about it. In church, wherever we go, like, there are girls around, you know. So, I mean, it was so traumatizing for me. So traumatizing. And then when I found out that he has other kids.
And you didn't know that before marriage? You didn't know he had other children? Oh my word.
They hid it from me. His
like
family,
how many children did he have?
He has 2 girls.
Out before he... So
he had one before
he married you.
He married me.
I had one after
while
you were married.
Now, what hurt me more was the one he had while we were married. After my first, I stayed about 4 years before I took in again. So when I took in again was during the COVID.
Okay.
I know how stressful
life was then, the restrictions.
I was running my thrift brand. So that was basically what we were surviving on. Like, I literally feed the house, him, the house, the kids, everybody. I pay school fees. Wow. I do everything without anybody knowing. Like, I cover our expenses. So when I took in, I was like, okay, I think 4 years is enough. I should actually have another baby, you know. When I got pregnant, he was so furious. It became like a fight in the house.
Did you get pregnant by yourself?
He didn't speak to me for 3 months or more.
Why? Did you get pregnant by yourself?
He said I should go and abort the baby.
Wow.
I'm like, why? I'm married. It's not like I'm a single person. I'm married. Why should I abort the child? So I didn't know that the whole time he had another girl pregnant for him outside.
So the pressure.
It was crazy. So for 3 months or more, he wasn't speaking to me.
And you guys were in the same house?
He wasn't even with me. Now he barely stays in the house with me, even with my first. He wasn't around like till the end of the pregnancy. I think that was when he came.
Wow.
And I gave birth, and he'll tell you, oh, I'm shooting. Oh, I have to be here. Oh, I have to. No problem. But even when you're not there, check up on us. Call. Know how we are eating. Okay, if I'm providing for the house, ask me, how do I even do it? How do I get the money? Do you get? You don't even care. Una dey chop. You have paid the school fees. I mean, I was like, okay, how long do I keep? Do you get? How long do I keep doing this? So I remember sometime in 2017, I was like, no, I'm done. I can't do this again. I called my mom. My mom was like, I don't know about you. You're going to stay there. What will people say? This, that. What will people say? Your family, your dad has spent so much.
Before you get to this, your mom, how did you now survive the birth of your second child? You know, you said that period was it was the COVID year.
Yeah, it was the COVID.
So how did you go to your antenatal and how did you even give birth? How did you survive that period?
So I was doing this, I had this thrift brand.
Okay.
So I sell thrift clothes. I was posting always on Facebook more than Instagram. And I don't know, God so good. I don't know how people were buying clothes during the COVID because where are they wearing it to? But somehow people were always buying. When I post, people buy. When I post, people buy. And everybody was indoors, so there were less expenses and all of that for me. So I was just saving up. And then the woman I buy my baby stuff from, I'll just always go. Be like, okay, I have 20K. Just keep it. When I come, I'll come and pick up. just like that. So I was always, when I go, I'll give her, I'll tell her, okay, keep these things for me, just like that. So when I had bought the baby things and everything, like, they didn't even know. So when he came, when I was almost giving birth, like, there was a time when he came, I think maybe 2 months before I gave birth. Yeah, he came around. He was always at home. So I think that was when it sticked, like, this girl has been the one doing all of these things. How does she do it? But at that point, it was now too late because I was already used to being independent. So I didn't want him in my space anymore. So that was where we started battling it. Sometimes I try to see I can still look at this person and love him. But I can't find the love there because I now see him like, okay, you don't care. For the past 4 or 5 years, it's been just me in the house with the kids, doing everything. You were nowhere to be found. And because of COVID, you came back. So if COVID did not happen, you won't come back. You won't have known what I've been going through. So you came back just this short time and you are now sober. And at that point,
You're done.
I'm done. So that was...
So you filed for the divorce?
Yeah.
Was there any other thing that happened? Or
yes,
you just... Okay.
actually. I actually didn't want to because, I mean, my mom, my family, I was like, okay, I don't want to bring that kind of thing to my mom and all she'll go through. So I stayed. I was enduring it, managing. When I had my son, after I had him, there were so many challenges, health challenges. I was battling with my life.
That's the son you had during the COVID?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was battling with my life. My blood percentage went as low as 10.
Wow.
And the doctor was like, how did you even come down to the hospital again? Then they did everything medically, but they were not just finding what was wrong. So I had to call my pastor. We had to go to church, prayers and all that. Finally, I was getting better. And then my first son broke down. We started doing medications again. We had to take him to church. We spent days in church. So while that was going on, we did not watch like what was coming. So the little baby now started vomiting. So we just felt like, okay, maybe normal sickness. I took him to the hospital. Now this whole time, I think I was having issues with the dad because he was also nowhere to be found. He was not in Port Harcourt. I was battling with my life. I was battling with the baby's life. We were paying hospital bills. A lot was happening and you're not there. So I called his mom. I called everybody. I'm like, you see, after this, we get better. I'm done. I want to just leave. Please, peacefully. I don't want drama, both social media, anywhere. I just want to go. Let me just take care of myself. You know, the mom was like, even the mom was a very good woman, I'll say, because she treated me like a daughter. If there was any other thing, I don't know, but she was really nice to me. At that point, she was like, she said she don't tire. You know, she doesn't know what's wrong with her son. She's tired. Anything I want to do. I call these aunties, his uncles, everybody. Now, when I was at the hospital with the baby, I sent him pictures. He didn't say anything. Like, this is a child that has not fallen sick since we gave birth to him. And you saw him on drip. You didn't ask, why this became the sick or something. You didn't care. You know. So we finished that. We went home. Towards evening, the vomiting had stopped. He started stooling. The stooling was so weird. Like, the smell and everything. Diapers couldn't even hold it. We had to use wrapper. It was just pouring. Wow. The mom was like, no, let's leave this house. Let's go to the hospital. Because she was just feeling somehow like something bad wants to happen. Me, I was like, calm down now. Nothing is happening. She said, no, you're not seeing what I'm seeing. Let's go. Thank God she was there. We went back to the hospital. The doctor herself was like, nothing is wrong with this baby. But I don't even know what she was seeing at that point. Like, she wasn't just comfortable. She was like, okay, call his mother, his siblings, let them just know what is happening. So I told them, at every point I was telling them, look at what's happening with the boy, look at what's happening. So it got to midnight, it was too much. So they had to come, bring a cab. We now took him to another hospital, close to their family house. When we got there, the baby entered coma. just like that.
While you were still sick
But
at
this
that
is
point.
someone, even when we were in the car going to this other hospital, I was breastfeeding him, playing with him in the car, he was responding. But we got there and the doctors, everybody was running up and down. I don't know what is happening right now. I mean, it felt so strange, you know. My mom was there, his mom was there, I think his siblings were there, a few of them, they were there. So at that point, his mom was like, have you called him? I'm like, I've been texting him pictures, videos, everything. He wasn't responding to me.
You texted him pictures of his dying son.
I still have those pictures till today. I have most of those conversations till today. I did videos I sent to him. He didn't say anything. So they started, you know, working on the baby. Already, that's the hospital, they know me very well, because when my first son was smaller, he had this cold issue.
Okay.
So we're always going back and forth in the hospital. Even all that time, he wasn't there. He didn't even know what it felt like. So they started, you know, putting oxygen and all of that on the baby. I think his mom called him or so. I think either his mom or his auntie, somebody called him and they shouted at him and all that. That was when he now tried to reach me and was asking what is happening. I didn't just want to talk already. A lot was already happening there. I don't know what was going on. So we're there from that midnight, let's say like 1, 2 a.m. till morning. The baby was still in coma.
Wow.
The doctor had done so many tests. That's the pediatrician. So when she came, I was like, what's wrong? Is it malaria? Is it cold? Tell me something. So next time I will know that, okay, maybe I was not careful. I mean, I'm a young mother. Maybe I did something wrong or I wasn't careful here. She was like, in her whole life being a pediatrician, she has not seen this type of thing before. So I think towards afternoon, the baby gave up. I was outside. I just heard my mom crying and rolling on the ground. I came in. He had given up. So just to rush into the ward where he was, they said they saw pulse again. So they put back the oxygen. So at that point, I was like, okay, I will not leave you. I'll be here. So I just stayed there. I was holding his hands. I was there.
You were there all alone with just your mom.
I was there. I was crying. I don't even know. I was just hoping that he will survive. Let him just come out of it. So I'll know that, okay, the marriage has ended. I have my kids. Let everybody just rest, you know. I was there till, I think towards evening. I already told my mom to go because she needed to rest. I said, okay, just go home. I'll be fine. So she left. I'll let her sleep a little. She'll come back. So I was there with his mom was still there and some of his siblings were there. So they were like, I should go and take my bath. I've not had my bath since like yesterday. So I went to their house. Their house is closer. So I was at their house taking my bath when I got a call that he gave up. I had to wear my clothes like that, rush back to the hospital. I was like, okay, in fact, I'm not going anywhere again. I'll just be here. Anything that wants to happen should happen. So I came back again. It was towards 12 midnight. I was so tired. I said, okay, let me just walk out to the reception area and sit down there. So I just sat down at the reception area trying to just catch my breath. When the nurse came out and was like, Mommy David. I looked at her the way she was looking. When I rushed in to look at the baby, he raised his left hand and his left leg. Tears poured from his eyes. That was how he died. That picture, I don't know, I find it so hard to take it off my head. But before he died, something happened at the hospital. When the father called, the father was like, he wants to call a pastor to come and pray for him. I was like, what kind of pastor is that? Because my pastor have prayed on the phone. I don't know who you want to call again. The next thing, I saw these very weird looking people. They wore red clothes, no slippers, carry leaf in their mouths, trying to enter the hospital. And he was like, we should allow them. I was like, these people cannot come and pray for my child. I don't understand. What's happening here? You know, people gathered, people were looking. The owner of the hospital came out and was like, no, these people cannot enter here.
They wore red. With
red
leaf
clothes
in their mouth, and they said they are pastors.
And then he said, if I don't allow them to pray for the boy, anything that happens to the boy is on me. I said, okay, fine.
Wow. What church is that?
I don't know. I don't know the church. I don't know where they are from. I don't know. But I just know that when they chased them away, they stood outside for like an hour or more. I don't know what they were doing before they finally left. And then in the night, that thing happened. So I just called him when the baby died. I think I texted her. I can't remember. I was like, the baby don't die. Should be everybody now go rest.
See you.